Like from a young age, I kind of always worked with my hands, and I've worked in shops with tools since a young age, so kind of going into the field almost made sense for me. I actually took it by accident because it was the only thing that fit in my schedule for my timetable in high school. And my high school teacher, my auto teacher, actually is the one that made me want to become a mechanic, because he made the course interesting enough and he made it like fun enough for me to want to take it more seriously, and that's when I started to kind of fall in love with mechanics and cars.
I was never really interested in anything else. I probably started becoming interested in it when I was 14. My dad taught me how to change the tires for my car, and I feel like just like the accomplishment I felt from that was, I don't know, very surreal to me, because I have never met anyone until now who was a female like changing their tires at 14, so kind of that got me into it. There's a lot of doubt in women. Like, I feel like a lot of our classmates not necessarily pick on us, but I think they would doubt us.
Kind of center us out
Yeah.
almost, and like if they were to ask someone a question, if they're going to go to anyone in the class, they always go to the guys first.
Mm-hmm.
It's like noticing those like little subtleties and things. Older mechanics especially have opinions on women coming into the trade. A lot of them are nice about it, but of course there are the struggles of having people just think that you're not good enough automatically because you're a woman. I have to prove myself in order to do the same types of jobs, even if they're the same age as me. Noticing those like little subtleties and things.
And then they don't really think that like we would be right if like we would answer one of their questions too.
Like I'll be in a group working with someone and there'll be 3 other guys with us, and I'll say something and no one will listen, and the guy next to me will repeat the same exact thing, and all of a sudden it's right.
Yeah. The main like director of the program kind of like recognized that there was like a few women in the trade this year, so that was pretty nice being recognized. And then just kind of like talking about the job opportunities too, with like how they're trying to get more females into it.
I mean, constantly my auto teacher stood up for me within our class and let me do things, but again at my co-op placement, a complete stranger who I started to get closer with, working with all the guys, as I started to work with them more, they realized, hey, this kid is actually serious about this and she means that she wants to do this. So we had like a customer come in and we were walking by. They kind of like looked at me and they were like, oh, there's a woman walking through the shop. But my co-op, the person that I was working with at my co-op was like, yeah, and she's really good too. Like, he stood up for me to that person that kind of, he could tell, didn't really want a woman working on his car, and he stood up for me for that. At my co-op placement, when we were working on like a really big like Chevy pickup truck, and the tires are like really heavy on those trucks, and one of the guys was like, oh, do you want me to get that for you? And the person that I was working with was like, no, she's got it, she can lift it up. And he was like, just let her do it, because he knew my strength at that point, and he knew that I could lift it up.
I know there's not a lot of females in trades in general, but I feel like specifically automotive, there's not a lot. If you're really interested, like, you should do it. Like, I don't really think there's anything stopping you. Like, I mean, I'm tiny, and I am going into it. Like, I can't lift up a lot of weight, but I feel like I've been able to do fine in it so far. And like, obviously there's times where you'll get help with it too. Like, like with me, like, I've had people kind of help me like lift up tires and stuff like that, and like
absolutely, and that's fine. 'Cause
exactly.
the guys need that too. So if you're scared of having to do those types of things, don't be, because it's the same for everyone. Like, absolutely do it, because as much as it is like really hard to deal with those people that have the predetermined thoughts about women coming into the trades, there are actually a lot that really want us there too. They want to see more women coming into the trade. So get it, girl.